Dapat tagaliwin ng Kristiyano, part 1, part 2. Chen, balik ka na nga dito, anak. Teka, tingnan natin baka nandito na siya.
Ang puso mo ay buksan ng Diyos. Gaya ng isang babaeng nakikinig ng salita.
At ang sino mang pumatay ay mapapasapanganib sa kahatulan. Datapwat, sinasabi ko sa inyo na ang bawat mapuot sa kanyang kapatid ay mapapasapanganib sa kahatulan. At ang sino mang magsabi sa kanyang kapatid, raka, ay mapapasapanganib sa Sanedrin. At ang sino mang magsabi, ulul ka, ay mapapasanganib sa impyerno ng apoy.
Yun, magkaiba talaga kapatid eh. Ang sabi ko sa panahon ni Moses, huwag kang papatay. Yun ang nakasulat sa 2 tapyas na bato para sa Israel. Pero pagdating ni Kristo, sabi niya, narinig niyo nung una, huwag kang papatay. Ang pumatay, mapapasapanganib sa kahatulan. Datapwat sinasabi ko sa inyo, ang napupuot sa kanyang kapatid, mapapasapanganib sa kahatulan. Yung palang ikaw ay magtatanim ng galit. Kasi yung pagpatay ng gagaling yun sa galit eh. Magtatanim ka pa lang ng galit o puot, bawal na ni Kristo. Mas mahigpit ang batas ni Kristo. Kasi ang sabi doon sa unang Juan 3:15, pakinggan niyo.
Ang sino mang napupuot sa kanyang kapatid ay mamamatay tao. At nalalaman ninyo, sino mang mamamatay tao ay hindi pinananahanan ng buhay na walang hanggan.
At Kristo, napupuot ka pa lang, hindi mo pa pinapatay. Mamamatay tao ka na. Sino mang napupuot sa kanyang kapatid ay mamamatay tao. Nalalaman nyo, ang sino mang mamamatay tao, hindi pinananahanan ng buhay na walang hanggan.
하벨 인사해 𝘁𝘀𝗸 시작해요 서른 없이 진심인 사양할게요 back off 이대로 좋아요 balance it's me 나예요 다를 거 없이 요즘엔 뭔가요 내 가슴 탐색하는 불빛 scanner 오늘은 몇 점인가요 jealous 쟤는 대체 왜 저런 옷을 좋아한담 기분을 알 수 없는 내 표정은 뭐람 내가 달라진 건 아마 스트레스 때문인가 걱정여자도 참 Yellow 𝘁𝗍𝗶𝗶𝗇 이 선 넘으면 침범이야 beep 매너는 여기까지 is my Please skip the lie Hello stupid ID 그 선 넘으면 정색이야 beep Stop it 거리 유지해 cause we don't know Come on we don't know anything I don't care 당신의 비밀이 뭔지 저마다의 사정 역시 정중히 사양할게요 Not my business 이대로 좋아요 Talk less Still me 너의 오늘 거 없이 I'm sure you're gonna say my gosh 바빠지는 눈빛 checking 매일 틀린 그림 찾기 hashtagging 꼿꼿하게 걷다가 삐끗 넘어질라 다들 수군대는 걸 자기는 나 몰라 Yo somebody 반개를 어울린다나 문제야 자꾸 참 Yellow 𝘁𝗍𝗶𝗶𝗇 이 선 넘으면 침범이야 beep 매너는 여기까지 is my Please skip the lie Hello stupid ID 그 선 넘으면 정색이야 beep Stop it 거리 유지해 cause we don't know Come on we don't know anything 편하게 하지 마 거기 너말 알아들어 에이 아직 모를걸 내 말 틀려 또 나만 나빠 깜빡이 켜 교양이 없어 knock 또 상대 안에 block 잘 모르겠으면 이제 좀
So today I'm going to do our activity on our subject. So So I asked my family and my cousin and my best friend para mag-participate dito sa ano na to, activity na to. Mostly dito ay online kasi hindi ko sila kasama ngayon. Kaya, ayun, online siya. Pero, pumayag naman sila na mag-participate. Tsaka, mas mahirap tong gawin dito sa bahay na to kasi ang kasama ko ay lolo ko. So, ayun. So, ang una kong i-discuss ay ang pinakamahalagang utos ng Diyos sa atin para sa mga tao. So, ang una dito ayon sa Mark chapter 12 verse 28 to 32. So, ang unang dakilang niyang utos ay ang ibigin mo ang iyong Panginoon ng lubos. Ibig sabihin nun, kailangan natin maging tapat sa Kanya dahil ito ang dakilang utos na inilaan niya sa atin. So, ang pangalawa naman na utos na ibinigay niya sa atin ay ang ibigin mo ang iyong kapwa tulad ng pag-ibig mo sa iyong sarili. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang dapat na mahal mo ang Panginoon, dapat na isasagawa mo siya, yung pagmamahal mo sa Panginoon. Kung mahal mo talaga siya, matututo ka rin magmahal ng iyong kapwa at ng sarili mo. Hindi dapat na may makalimutan kang utos dito sa dalawang ito dahil ito ang pinaka summarize na utos. Kung pag-aaralan mo ang 10 Commandments, ito ang pinaka summarization niya, matutong magmahal ng kapwa at matutong mahalin at i-respect ang Panginoon.
Dalawang utos ni Jesus. Sinasabi ng iba, bago daw pumanaw si Jesus ay may dalawang kautusan itong iniwan. Pero wala tayong mababasa sa talata na binanggit ni Jesus na dalawa na lamang ang iniuutos niya. Sinabi sa Mateo chapter 22 verse 36 to 40 na, Guro, alin baga ang dakilang utos sa kautusan? At sinabi sa kanya, iibigin mo ang Panginoon mong Diyos ng buong puso mo at ng buong kaluluwa mo at ng buong pag-iisip mo. Ito ang dakila at pangunang utos. At ang pangalawang katulad ay ito, iibigin mo ang iyong kapwa na gaya ng iyong sarili. Sa dalawang utos na ito'y nauwi ang buong kautusan at ang mga propeta. Binabanggit dito ni Jesus na sa dalawang utos na ito, pagmamahal sa Diyos at pagmamahal sa kapwa ay nauwi ang buong kautusan at ang mga propeta. Ganito yan, kung mahal mo bang iyong kapwa na gaya ng iyong sarili, papatayin mo bang iyong kapwa? Di ba hindi? Kasi mahal mo. Kung mahal mo bang iyong kapwa, pagnanakawan mo ba siya? Di ba hindi rin? Sabi sa Romans chapter 13 verse 10 na, Love does no harm to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law. Sapagkat sa dalawang utos na ito, ang pag-ibig sa Diyos at pag-ibig sa kapwa ay bumubuo sa lahat ng utos. Ang utos ni Kristo ang dapat natin sundin ngayon kasi siya ang tumubos sa atin at si Jesucristo ang guarantor of a better covenant. Ang pagmamahal kay Jesus ay pagmamahal na rin sa ating Amang nasa langit. Ang 10 utos ngayon ay wala ng bisa. Alam kong may ginawa akong video about sa 10 utos, pero lahat yun ay kasama pa din naman sa utos ni Jesus ngayon. Kasi nasasakop pa din ang 10 utos sa mga utos ni Jesus na love your God and love your neighbor. Sabi ni Jesus sa Matthew chapter 5 verse 17 na, Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. We are under grace of God ngayon. Ang pinakadakilang utos ngayon ng Diyos ay pagmamahalan. Kasi si Jesus ay pinalaya tayo sa sumpa. Sabi sa Galatians chapter 3 verse 13 na, Christ redeemed us from the curse of the law by becoming a curse for us. For it is written, Cursed is everyone who is hung on a pole. Tinubos tayo ni Jesus sa ating mga kasalanan para tayo ay maligtas. Kasi ganun tayo niya kamahal. Walang taong makapagligtas sa atin kundi ang Diyos lang. At ayun ay si Jesus. Namuhay, namatay, at nabuhay muli. And now, we are waiting for His second coming para makasama natin siya sa langit. Kaya sundin natin ang lahat ng utos ni Jesus. Makikita nyo yan lahat sa bagong tipan. Sabi nga sa Hebrews chapter 7 verse 12 na, For when the priesthood is changed, the law must be changed also. Nang dumating si Kristo ay nabago lahat ng kautusan. Kahit itigil na ang awayan at sabuatan, na kesyo kayo ang maliligtas o tama yung simbahan nyo. Mga kapatid, ang isang simbahan ay nabubuo lamang kung ang mga taong nandito ay sinusunod at tinuturo yung mga utos ni Jesus. Tandaan, we are the church if we have Christ in our heart. Hindi ka matatawag na Kristiyano kung hindi mo sinasapusang utos ni Jesus. At hindi ka namumuhay bilang may Jesus sa puso mo. Sabi nga sa Galatians chapter 5 verses 14 na, For the entire law is fulfilled in keeping this one command. Love your neighbor as yourself. Hanggang dito na lang mga kapatid. Pasensya na kung natagalan mag-upload. Madami akong nakareserve na video na gagawin. Abangan nyo yan. Mamuhay na may Jesus sa puso natin. Tandaan, kung nasasaktan ka sa mga katotohanan, ibig sabihin may mali sa ginagawa mo. Salamat sa panonood and sana may natutunan kayo mga kapatid. Magmahalan tayong lahat and God bless everyone.
Hey everyone, so I'd like to talk today about a big, huge topic, and that is fellowship. Now, fellowship is something that's very important to understand, and I think that not a lot of Christians understand what real fellowship is. And unless we understand what true fellowship is, it's going to be very hard for us to grow individually and to grow as a church. In Acts 2:42, it reads, And they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship, in the breaking of bread and in prayers. You see, fellowship isn't just hanging out. It's not just having little outings, and it's not just, even just going to church. Fellowship is something that's more. And so we're going to go and look through a little passage in 1 John, and we're going to understand what real fellowship is. All right, 1 John chapter 1, verse 3, and it says, That which we have seen and heard we declare to you, that you also may have fellowship with us. And truly, our fellowship is with the Father and with His Son, Jesus Christ. And these things we write to you, that your joy may be full. Now, the word fellowship here in the Greek, it means a partnership, and it gives a sense of oneness. And if fellowship means partnership, then we have to ask ourselves, do we think of God as our partner? Are we working together with Him? Because Jesus, He always talked to God the Father, and He was always in constant communication with Him, trying to please God and to do His will. And so, for us, do we have a close enough relationship? Can we call God our partner? Can we call ourselves one with God and what He wants? And another thing that we can ask ourselves is, when we go to church, when we look at other Christians, do we look at them as partners? Do we look at them as working together towards a goal? Are we a team? I think oftentimes we can go to church and we can see all these Christians and we can get critical of them. Oh, I don't like the way that they're doing worship. Oh, I don't like the way he taught. Oh, this guy's better. Or, oh, I like this church better because they have more activities, or they have coffee, or they have all these different things. But that's not what fellowship is. And I think that we fool ourselves into thinking that fellowship is hanging out and having a good time and, and talking about these superficial things. True fellowship is oneness. It's understanding each other. It's meeting each other's needs, and these needs aren't just physical either. They're physical, they're emotional, they're spiritual. These are all things that the church that we're called to do. We're partners, we're a family. And when we lose that mindset, pretty soon we start becoming critical and we start critiquing each other. And that's not what the church is about. That's all about division, and that's not what God calls us to do. If we fail to understand what real fellowship is, then the church is doomed, because according to Acts 2:42, it is one of the pillars and it was one of the things that allowed the church to thrive. Something that we have to consider if we're Christians is that if we are partners, it means that we serve each other. And a quote that I absolutely love that one of my teachers taught me, he says that whenever you make life easier for someone else at your own expense, it's then that you are a servant. I think living in America today, people feel entitled to something and people feel like everybody owes them. And that's not what being a Christian's about. Being a Christian's about serving, and being a Christian's about putting yourself underneath each other. And unless we understand that, we will, at best, our Christian walk will be crippled. So we need to learn to be servants. We need to learn to look at each other and say, hey, you know what? You're my partner, you're my brother, you're my sister in Christ. And yes, we have differences, but we are called to love each other and to look past those things. So I just want to give you guys an encouragement, and we're going to continue going through 1 John. I think he has a lot to tell us. And so I hope you guys have a good week, and God bless.
So let's talk about fellowship naman. So what is fellowship? It is a friendly association between two or more people. So ito yung pagsasama-sama sa Tagalog. So what is the purpose of fellowship? Ito yung to worship and to edify one another. So there are three kinds of fellowship written in the Bible. It is the God-believer fellowship, believer-to-believer fellowship, and the third one is the believer and non-believer fellowship. So we can see the God-to-believer fellowship on Book 1 of John, chapter 1, verse 6. So what exactly is God-to-believer fellowship? Siyempre, ito yung pagsasama nyo ni God tsaka ng mga tao. So, ibig sabihin nito, ang nakalagay kasi sa chapter na yun is, so if God is light and has no darkness, then a believer cannot walk with God and in darkness at the same time. So, believer-to-believer fellowship. So, you can see believer-to-believer fellowship in Book 1 of Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 11. So, the verses that are included in that book is related to believer-to-believer fellowship. So, ito yung parang pinakita dito na the verses encourages people to be active, alert, and to know and to seek the purpose of their spiritual life. So, the purpose of believer-to-believer fellowship is to encourage one another with the use of the words of God, and it also edifies the church through the Bible study, preaching, and others. See believer to non-believer fellowship in Book 1 of Corinthians, chapter 14, verse 23 to 25. So, on those verses, Paul declares that tongues are a sign for non-believers, meaning it is a negative sign. So, also it stated that God's supernatural powers, ito yung magiging dahilan upang mag-drive yung mga non-believers into to seek or to explore their beliefs. Ito yung magdadrive sa kanila para i-explore pa nila yung beliefs nila. Ngayon naman pag-uusapan natin yung Psalm chapter 46 verse 1. God is our refuge and strength, an ever present help in trouble. So, ano nga ba ang nais nitong patunayan sa atin? Ito yung pagbibigay natin ng tiwala sa Panginoon na hindi niya tayo pababayaan. So, ito yung parang tawag dito. Sa kanya tayo kumukuha ng lakas, kaya kailangan natin siyang pagkatiwalaan na meron siyang plano para sa atin. Kaya nangyayari yung mga pagsubok ngayon na nasa buhay mo dahil may plano ang Panginoon para sa'yo. So, ayun. May plano siya para sa ating lahat. Hindi niya tayo pababayaan. So, kailangan natin magbigay ng magtiwala, tsaka manalig sa plano niya. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. So, dun naman nakalagay yung plans. For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, and plans to give you hope and a future. So, based on my understanding here, yung parang kanina lang din sa Psalm na diniscuss ko, ito yung may plano siya sa atin. So, do not be afraid, do not worry. Dahil lahat ng nangyayari ngayon, nakaplano yan, nakalagay yan sa plano ng Panginoon para sa buhay mo, para sa ikabubuti mo. So, huwag tayong mag-alala dahil ang mga dadating sa atin ay paniguradong pagsubok lamang para mapatunayan natin sa Panginoon na deserve natin kung ano yung makukuha natin kapalit nito in the future. So, yes, don't worry and have faith in God. Kasi, after all, hindi naman niya tayo bibigyan ng pagsubok na hindi natin kaya. Hindi naman niya tayo bibigyan ng mga ganitong senaryo kung para sa atin ay hindi naman niya tayo bibigyan ng ganitong senaryo kung hindi natin ito magagawa ng maayos. Just wait for the right time na magsha-shine ka rin. And magpapaturo ako kung paano mag-preach. Ipapa-explain ko kung ano yung mga na-search ko dito. And then, since magaling siya, doon ako magbabase. Ayaw makikooperate ng mga tao dito, kaya ang napilit kong pasayawin ay yung tita ko. Actually, nag-video call lang kami para ituro sa kanya yung sayaw. Tsaka sinend ko yung link ng sayaw sa kanya. And then, nag-send siya ng video sa akin na sumasayaw ng ganun. Tapos, more on chat itong video na to since hindi ko kasi mapilit yung mga kasama ko dito ngayon. Tsaka, hindi ako close sa kanila. Kaya, more on chat na lang. More on chat dun sa tita ko, tsaka sa family ko sa Pampanga. Na hindi ako nakapunta kasi nga quarantine.
Come on now, let's open up the book. Come on now and take a good long look and see God has given us all we need to be free. It's about you, it's about me, it's about the truth that sets us free. It's about L-O-V-E, love from the Father up above. It's about hope, it's about life, it's about the love of Jesus Christ. It's about everlasting, never failing love. Come on now, let's open up the book. Come on now and take a good long look and see God has given us all we need to be free. It's about you, it's about me, it's about the truth that sets us free. It's about L-O-V-E, love from the Father up above. It's about hope, it's about life, it's about the love of Jesus Christ. It's about everlasting, never failing love. It's about you, it's about me, it's about the truth that sets us free. It's about L-O-V-E, love from the Father up above. It's about hope, it's about life, it's about the love of Jesus Christ. It's about everlasting, never failing love. It's about everlasting, never failing love. It's about everlasting, never failing. Come on now, let's open up the book. Come on now and take a good long look and see God has given us all we need to be free. It's about you, it's about me, it's about the truth that sets us free. It's about L-O-V-E, love from the Father up above. It's about hope, it's about life, it's about the love of Jesus Christ. It's about everlasting, never failing love. Come on now, let's open up the book. Come on now and take a good long look and see God has given us all we need to be free. It's about you, it's about me, it's about the truth that sets us free. It's about L-O-V-E, love from the Father up above. It's about hope, it's about life, it's about the love of Jesus Christ. It's about everlasting, never failing love. It's about you, it's about me, it's about the truth that sets us free. It's about